Let me know if you can hear me. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I will verify if we can hear my live stream. How are y'all doing today? I would like to know how are y'all doing. Thanks for joining the live stream. My name is Tim. I appreciate you joining my live. Let me know what you want to talk about. I would appreciate it. All right, let's see if you can hear me and see me. Let's see. Can you hear me? How y'all doing? Yes, you can hear me. I can hear myself. I'm watching myself. Hello, welcome. Let me know what's on your mind. Hi, how are you? Oh, that's me. Let me know what's on your mind. I would appreciate it. I think you can see and hear me anyway. How are you, Tim? Voice of Freedom. Read your Lima. Charlie. I'm not sure what that means. What is... Read your Lima, Charlie. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Here I am at Newtown Boulevard. It's a beautiful sunny day. Check out my video that I released an hour ago. You will see the weather. You'll see the sunshine. I am great. Thank you. Happy Tuesday. Sun is shining. Birds are singing. I am at the Chicken and Beer restaurant, by the way. How are y'all doing today? Let me know if you have questions, concerns, comments. Leave them in the chat box below. Read your Lima Charlie loud and clear. Okay. That's a new one to me. I never heard the Lima Charlie one. What part of the world are you from? At least where I grew up, we didn't use that, but I understand now. How are y'all doing today? We're going to watch people walk by on Newtown Boulevard today, by the way. Thanks, Voice of Freedom. Where are y'all from? I like to know where my live stream is broadcasted from. There are a lot of people going to school, going to work. You'll see them walking by. They are walking eastward. When they're walking away from the camera, they're walking eastward. And they're walking westward, opposite the grade. Okay, that's why. I'm not a military guy. Can you tell? Never been in the military. Awesome. Are you in the Philippines? Voice of Freedom? I had a friend that was in the U.S. Navy for 4 years, and then he transferred into the Coast Guard. Oh, Minnesota. Okay. Well, I grew up in Wisconsin, so good luck to you with the crappy upper Midwest weather. Totally different weather here. It's very similar to Florida, though. It's awesome weather. You should try. Have you ever been to the Philippines? Hi, Greg. I was just watching the balcony video. Saw that you make a video of the mall. I was gonna go. I think maybe after the live stream, I might go and make a video of the mall. I think I'm gonna make a video of the Mactan Circle Mall after this live stream. That's the plan. We'll see if the plans come to fruition. Draft beer available. Is it too early to have a beer? She's going to come out soon and take my order, I think. Oh, thanks for watching the balcony video, Greg. Loud mufflers. An old beat-up Honda, no muffler, no bumper on it. But thanks for joining. Yeah, I'm going to try to go later on. Uh-oh. I was a Navy disabled veteran looking to get to the Philippines, but I have to take care of a divorce. Oh my God. And depending on what happens with the term. Okay, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember your comment now. Well, good luck with that. Thanks for serving in the military, in the Navy. I had a buddy that was on a destroyer. He was 4 years on a Navy destroyer. It's part of the reason I'm in the Philippines. He came to the Philippines for a few weeks, and he told me how awesome the Philippines was. This was in 1981. So after I retired from finance and accounting, I started investigating the Philippines based on his recommendation from, well, how many years ago is that? 40 years ago? 45 years ago? Uh-oh, what happened here? Apparently there's an ad coming up on my live stream, which is a good thing. Sponsored ad. What's going on with this thing? Apparently, but thanks for joining. It's the reason I'm here. And then he had an accident. He had a farming accident, by the way. He was 4 years in the Navy, and when he got out of the Navy, he was undecided what he was going to do. He wasn't sure if he was going to re-enlist in the Navy. Actually, he was decided. He wanted to re-enlist in the Navy. But in the summertime, after he got out of the Navy after 4 years, he was going to re-enlist. He was helping a friend of ours on a dairy farm in Wisconsin, and he had an accident where a trailer, he was trying to hook a trailer up to a tractor, and the tractor backed into the trailer, which was ready to be hooked up, and the tractor accidentally hit the trailer. The trailer came down and smashed his foot. He had to have 4 toes removed. He had to have 4 toes removed off of his foot, not the big toe. It was the other 4 toes. And the Navy would not take him back. The Navy said, you cannot have 4 missing toes. So he went into the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard would take him with 4 missing toes. So he spent 17 years in the Coast Guard. He's got, I think, 21 total years. He retired as an E7 from the United States Coast Guard. Thank you, Voice of Freedom. I was Southeast Asia, so I would be comfortable there. Okay. Where are you? CFA, CPA? Neither one. I was actually a C. I was a manufacturing accountant. Hi, AIM. How are you, AIM? Thumbs up to you, AIM. I was in manufacturing accounting. I was a cost accountant most of my life. I did not spend time in a public CPA firm. I was in manufacturing all my life. I costed out new products, old products. I costed things out for the company. How long have you been doing this? Are you planning traveling in the film, making videos? Art Garden, yes. I started this YouTube channel in essentially February of this year. I started posting a lot of videos in February. I have a YouTube channel. As you can see, I have a YouTube channel in Florida. And if you want, you can follow my Florida channel. I've had that channel in Florida for about 2 years, a little over 2 years in Florida. So I started posting Philippines videos on my Florida channel. And my subscribers in Florida did not like it. Did not. And my Florida channel started tanking. So I created this channel as a separate Philippines channel. Channels to the Philippines channel and to Florida. How long have you been doing this YouTube? Are you playing? Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. So this channel really is a product of my Florida subscribers not wanting to watch this Philippines content. Otherwise, I still would be posting these videos on my Florida channel. I'd only have one channel. So I started this channel back in, I think, January of this year, February, sometime. I started really posting hot and heavy in May. So it's a pretty new channel. I think I monetized in like 6 or 7 months, something like that. It is a beautiful day. Thanks for watching. We got 9,000 people watching YouTube. My YouTube live stream. That's what it looks like from the other direction. I am at the Chicken and Beer, by the way. With access to you walk down to the sand and go for a swim? Yeah, I go to the beach quite often. Problem is I cannot get internet access. Internet access is hard to come by. I did a live stream maybe 4 months ago from the beach, and I had to use my cell phone and I had to use the 9x16. I did not do widescreen, and the internet access at the beach was not good. And there's only a few spots here on Newtown Boulevard that has good internet access, like the Chicken and Beer and the Alishan restaurant. That's where I am. Civet Coffee, I try to do live streams from Civet Coffee, and their internet is not any good. I tried to do a live stream from the Brew and Coffee, which is over by Sebastian Hotel, and their internet not that good. So it's hard doing live streams from anywhere else other than in my condo building or here at the Alishan and Chicken and Beer. Yeah, I'm going to travel to Philippines, maybe in, what day is it? January? Maybe May and June. I might do more traveling in the Philippines. I know that's what I should be doing. But I'm too comfortable right now. But maybe May and June I'll do a little bit of traveling. I want to get to Siquijor. I'd like to go to Siargao. I was to Bohol in May. If you look back to my videos in May, I have some Alona Beach videos. Thanks for joining. My name is Tim. Just let me know in the comments below where y'all from. What countries are you from? I would appreciate it. Is this camera too close? Maybe it's too close. Yeah, maybe that's better. Maybe that's better. I am broadcasting landscape mode on my cell phone. There are still a lot of tourists here. And I think that's the thing you have to realize. If you live at Mactan Newtown, this is more of a tourist destination, more so than IT Park. And you're going to get a lot of tourists coming and going here, more so. And the hotel, the condo buildings will fill up on the weekends. And you're going to hear probably more parties and people laughing and enjoying themselves on the weekends here than maybe in an IT Park. I've never stayed at IT Park. Well, the condo units here, you can access them. Some of them you can access by. When I stayed here the first time last year in January, I went through Orbitz and Expedia to book my condo unit. So there's a lot of Airbnb condo units here. You can access them by going to Facebook Marketplace. That's what I would recommend. If you want long-term stay, go to Facebook Marketplace and just say condo rentals Mactan Newtown. It'll pop up a bunch of them. Some of those condos are going to be represented by the owners themselves. Most of them are going to be represented by leasing companies, property management type companies. The first time I stayed here, January of last year, I actually booked 2.5 weeks through Expedia.com as a short term. And then I came back here this January and I booked it through a leasing company, through a contact that I made when I was here the first time. And then I came back again in May and I booked a 6-month lease directly through the owner, and I got the contact when I stayed here the second time. So this lease I signed is directly with the owner, and I think that's the best way to do it. Then you don't have to worry about going through a leasing company. Some of the leasing companies are good, some are bad. They have a lot of different leasing companies here is what you got to know as well. And I said that on my last live. It really depends on the owner of the condo. If you're going to have success, if you're going to have a good stay here, it really depends on the owner of the condo. A lot of times things will break. The hot water heater won't work. Your air con might not work. And it's going to be up to the owner whether they want to fix it, how fast and how timely they want to fix it. I was lucky I found this unit I'm in now. The owners are really responsive and attentive to fixing things, so that's why I'm staying in it. I would like to stay in a 1-bedroom. I'm in a studio now, but I just don't want to risk moving and potentially leasing from an owner that's not going to be responsive and attentive to things that need to be fixed. San Francisco, Greg, nice to meet you. The rent of a 1-bedroom, you're going to find that the rents are going to vary. They're going to be all over the map. And you can go to Facebook Marketplace and you will verify that. The rents will largely depend on how long a lease you want to sign. If you sign 6 months or a year, you're going to get a much more favorable rate than if you sign for a month or 2 months or 3 months. My first stay here, I signed 3 months, and my rate was 30,000 pesos for a studio. And then I signed in 6 months, and it was still 30,000 pesos for a studio. So your rate is going to depend on the newness and how new the condo is. The condo I'm in now is a studio unit. It was recently sold as a new unit. It was sold in December. I was the first tenant in the unit, and everything was new in the unit. The sofa was new, the aircon units were new, and they asked for 30,000 pesos. I could rent a studio unit that was lived in, that's not really considered new. You might get into a studio unit like that for 25,000 pesos. But I enjoy the unit I'm in now because it was brand new. The furniture was new. The air cons were new. Everything worked. The hot water heater worked. The refrigerator worked. The unit I stayed in January, the refrigerator didn't work well. I had no hot water. The water pressure was not good. But this unit, water pressure is good, hot water heater works, refrigerator works. So I'm staying in the unit. You can get 1-bedroom units for as low as 25,000 pesos. I think the going and average rate for 1-bedroom is 35,000 pesos. You will find people renting them for 30,000 pesos, 25,000 pesos. But those units might be used and abused. The furniture might not be great. The water pressure might not be great. The hot water heater might not be great. The refrigerator might not be great. So you get what you pay for. And every time I post a video indicating I'm paying 30,000 pesos for a studio, someone always invariably makes a comment, you're paying too much. I'm renting a one bedroom for 30,000 pesos, blah, blah, blah. But yes, is that one bedroom, does it have decent furniture? Is the water pressure good? Does the hot water heater work? Is your refrigerator good? You get what you pay for, just like in the West. So you're gonna have to do your due diligence. And unfortunately, a lot of what you learn is gonna be trial and error, just like me. First time I stayed in a studio unit was last January. I paid 30,000 pesos. Well, actually, I paid about $30 a night on Expedia for 2.5 weeks. And then I came back in January for 2.5 months. I rented a one bedroom and I paid 30,000 pesos. Actually, I paid 35,000 pesos for the first month. And then after that, I negotiated it down to 30,000 pesos, and I negotiated it down because there was no water pressure. There was no hot water. The refrigerator froze all my food. So the price you pay is in direct correlation to the quality of the unit you're in. Stay at a hotel, Greg? That's not a bad idea. You could. But what I would recommend, Greg, is that you go to Expedia, you find a condo unit here, you rent it for 2.5 weeks or a month. You can get them as low as $30 a night. I don't know how much your hotel room is, but you can get a condo here, $30 a night on Expedia or Orbitz, and then you're living here, and then you make contacts here, you talk to people, and you learn about what condo units you like, what buildings you like. You will find people who are looking to lease their condos. So it's hard to make contacts when you're in a hotel 10 miles away from here, something like that. But it's up to you. Everybody does it differently. Yeah, the exchange rate is better, yeah. I really don't get into the exchange rate transfers too much. I know it would be wise to do it, but I don't. Whatever the exchange rate is for the month, that's what I do. I pay, most of my expenses are paid using a credit card, and my credit card company will do the exchange rate for me. And then my rent, I do wire transfer, and whatever the going exchange rate is, yeah, would it be wise for me to transfer a bunch of money into a Philippines bank account when the exchange rate is great? Yeah, it would probably be wise, but I just, right now, I don't want to start up a Philippines bank account. Not yet. Maybe one day I will, and I'll play the exchange rate a little bit better and more so. $800 for 1 month. So you're going to rent a hotel for $800 for a month. You probably could rent, you might be able to rent a condo here for that. But keep in mind, it's going to be harder to make contacts if you're going to be in a hotel 10 miles away. If you think you're going to stay at Mactan Newtown, I would encourage you to try to find something here to rent so you can make some contacts if you want to stay here. But if you're still undecided, well then, rent a hotel wherever you want to be. Rent a hotel in the area that you think you want. If you're undecided between Mactan and Cebu IT Park, everybody's different. I kind of knew I wanted to be here because I wanted the beach. I wanted the convenience. I really didn't want to be in the cement jungle known as Cebu City. I know there's a lot of expats here. They go there on the weekend. They take a cab, they go dancing in the clubs in Cebu on the weekend. It's kind of like living in the suburbs here, where Cebu is like living in the city. But it depends on what you want. If you want lots of choices of Western restaurants, then go to Cebu. You're not going to have that many choices here. Good morning, Sir Charles, Sir Chris in the Philippines. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining. My name is Tim. Okay, sounds good. I appreciate. Yeah. If you have a good feeling that you want to stay at Mactan, I would try to rent something short-term here at Mactan and make some contacts. That's just my advice. That's essentially what I did my first day. I stayed in January last year for 2.5 weeks. I made a contact, and then I leased, and I came back a year later, and I leased a condo for 2.5 months. And then I really didn't like that condo, and I went back to America for a month or two. And then I came back again, and I leased a different condo from contacts that I made the second time I was here. So it's kind of like leapfrogging. And then once you find a good owner and a good condo, you keep it. That's my advice. Because if you change, there's a risk that the condo owner is not going to fix some of the things you need. There's a risk that you're going to get a condo where the hot water heater is not working, your refrigerator is not working, water pressure isn't there. And those are things you got to consider. I wore this. I try to do my live streams in real shirts, although it bothers me to wear a real shirt. And the last time I did a live stream, it was cold and windy and rainy, and I didn't want to be cold, windy, and rainy. But today it's nice and warm. I probably could have got by without the tank top. But this is about as much of a shirt as you're going to see me in the Philippines, by the way. I'm not going to wear collared shirts or anything like that, because I'm retired. I'm over that phase of my life. Yeah, Airbnb, yeah. Yeah, my first condo I booked was a studio unit, Mactan Newtown. I booked it on Expedia.com, and it was 2.5 weeks, and it averaged about $30 a night. And the reason I did that is because I wanted a clothes washer in my condo unit. But when I showed up, I couldn't use the clothes washer because the owner decided that they did not want short-term tenants to use the clothes washer. So I was disappointed. I had to use the laundromat that's down next to Starbucks. But the condo unit I'm in now, again, the clothes washer was brand new. I was the first person in that condo to use the clothes washer. That's another reason I liked this unit. That's why I'm paying probably a little bit more for the studio unit. Although the asking price of a studio unit is 30,000 pesos, and that's what I'm paying. But you can find studio units for 25,000 pesos. But are they new? Are they in good condition? That's the question. I've never seen cockroaches here at Mactan Newtown until I stayed this time, until I got here in May. Then I saw a couple cockroaches in my condo. And in fact, I just put new cockroach traps down. So what I did, the first 2 times I came here, I did not have any cockroach issues. This time, when I first came here, I had what I would call a minor cockroach issue. I saw a couple of them the first week I was here, and that's because the unit was unoccupied. So I went to Robinson's grocery store, I got some cockroach spray. I sprayed the perimeter around the floors of my condo, and then I bought cockroach traps. I'm from Florida, so I know how to take care of cockroaches because I do it in Florida all the time. You buy these Raid plastic cockroach traps. I put 3 or 4 of those around my condo. After a week, I didn't see any more cockroaches, and I have not seen a cockroach since like the first week or 2 that I've been here, since May. And every 4 months, I replace those cockroach traps, and I just put new cockroach traps down today before I came to do my live. If you do that, you're not going to see cockroach issues. At least at Mactan Newtown, at least in the tower that I'm in. I haven't really seen much of it. I did know that when I first came in May, I wasn't the only expat that had some cockroach issues, and I was surprised to hear there was a cockroach issue here. But shortly after that, I talked to some of the administration people here at 8 Newtown Boulevard, and they said that they started spraying for cockroaches. And shortly after that, the cockroaches pretty much disappeared from the 8 Newtown Boulevard. And I did watch some YouTubers in Manila recently that had cockroaches all over his condo. And no, I don't have that issue. Yeah, it's near. It's about that way, about, I don't know, 800 feet that way. Yeah. Thank you, Greg, for the super chat. I appreciate it. So that's probably one of the things you want to do. One of the things you want to do, seriously, is when you do rent a condo, even if you don't see the loud mufflers here, are ridiculous. They got to stop that. And I told management here, I told some of the salespeople here, I said, you need to enforce your noise policy with mufflers. So I would recommend when you do lease a condo here, there's a good chance the condo was vacant for a while before you moved into it. Go to Robinson's, go to Metromart, buy yourself a small can of cockroach spray, spray inside your condo along the baseboards. I even went outside in the hallway and sprayed on each side of my entrance door, about 10 feet on both sides of the entrance door. I sprayed the baseboard. That gets rid of the cockroaches. Then you buy these little plastic traps. You put them around the perimeter inside your condo. You won't see any cockroaches. I would just do that as a preventative measure. Spray the inside of the condo. Put the cockroach traps down. Change your cockroach traps out every 3 or 4 months. They're not that expensive, maybe $5, so you get like 6 cockroach traps. That's what I do in Florida. And it worked. And I haven't seen cockroaches since the first week I was here. But the first 2 times I was here, I never seen cockroaches. I was surprised to see them this time. And then I heard other expats complaining about it. And then I heard administration talking about they're going to spray cockroaches in the building. And I think they did, because now I don't see them. And I don't hear people complaining about them. Yeah, good to know, Nudge. So I would recommend to do preventative cockroach extermination the minute you get here, even if you don't see them. Your life is going to be much better. Because if you have a partner with you that freaks out over bugs, the $5 cockroach traps and spray is worth the mental anguish you might go through if somebody freaks out. Southwest Metro. So he's in Minneapolis area, I assume. Thanks for joining my live. My name is Tim. I am on Newtown Boulevard, Mactan Newtown, Cebu, Philippines. Just hanging out. What time is it? It is 11:58 a.m. in the Philippines. And if you're in Minnesota, it is, what time is it in Minnesota? About 11 o'clock at night, 10:58 Central Time. Any other questions? I am here to answer questions about coming to Southeast Asia and the Philippines in general. Book your flight. 9:58. Okay. $1K, yeah. I don't pay for pest control companies. I went to Robinson's for $5. I bought a little can of spray, and some cockroach traps, and they're gone. But I'm from Florida. I know how to fight these things. I'm not afraid of them. And I only saw one or two of them in my condo, to be honest with you. I didn't see that many. It's not like the floor was crawling with them. I only saw a couple of them. So 1,000 pesos is 20 bucks. That's still cheap enough. Hope to join you there. Yeah, I hope so too. It's a good first landing spot. You know, it's a good spot to kind of ease into the Philippines culture. You still got some Western amenities here. If you go from the west and you live in the province where the brownouts are happening all the time and you got no air conditioning, that would be a big adjustment. So you come here and you adjust and you find a different spot to go to. Yeah, me either. I wouldn't stay here if there was cockroaches. Oh yeah, what I did, Greg. Again, I went to Expedia.com and I booked a round trip ticket on Expedia. It was like $1,300 US for a round trip ticket. And the beauty of the ticket, I fly from Orlando, Florida to Seattle, Washington, to Taipei, Taiwan, to Cebu. It takes 27 hours. The beauty of my ticket was I booked a round trip. So I booked a ticket to the Philippines, and then I booked a trip back 29 days later. But once I landed here, I called Expedia and I said, change my return ticket and move my return ticket out 8 months or a year or something like that. And it only cost me like $100 US to change the ticket. I know a lot of people say book a one-way ticket and then book a throwaway ticket. And a lot of people do that. But I did not do that. I might do that next time. But I booked a round trip ticket on Expedia and I could change it for $100. And it was actually fairly easy to change. So that's what I did. So the ticket, I'm gonna fly back to America March 17th. I booked that ticket last year, in April of last year. And I booked it for a return 29 days after I arrived. And then once I arrived here, I pushed that ticket out, I changed it for $100. So you can do it that way, or you can just book a throwaway ticket. That's what a lot of people do. I do have a second shirt. Surprise! I have a sleeves. Against my better judgment, I'm wearing a sleeves shirt. I still don't understand why people wear sleeves on their shirts. Why do you wear sleeves on your shirts when it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit outside? Yeah, you don't use the return ticket. So in that case, if you never plan on using it, then you just book a throwaway ticket. And there's a website, I forgot what it's called. There's several websites. You can book like a return ticket for like $20 US or something. Because if you're gonna come here and you're gonna stay here forever, then you would want to book a throwaway ticket. I forgot what the website's called. I might do that next time. Yeah, I know, that's the problem. I agree, Sir Chris. The food choices here are just limited. But I spin it and look at it as a positive. I lost like 8 pounds since I've been here because I was used to eating Western food and I would get fat. So I call it a self-induced diet, a forced diet. Because if I lived in Cebu, I would eat too much Western food. I'd get too fat. I'd spend too much money. So I kind of use this as a control to my diet. I look better. Yeah. But that's the problem, Mr. History. I really don't care how I look. But thank you for the compliment. I do appreciate it. If I cared how I looked, you know, I would dress better. I do my TikTok videos with no shirts on at all. That's what I'm used to. And when I came to YouTube, I felt compelled to at least put a shirt on. But in TikTok, 99% of my followers are women, and they absolutely love the fact that I don't have a shirt on. So, but in YouTube, most of my followers are men, and a lot of them are offended by it. It's kind of interesting how the shirt issue is. It's more like a social experiment for me. On TikTok, the women followers love the fact I have no shirt on, and in YouTube, the men absolutely hate it. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of why I do it, as a social experiment. Oh, you live in... I've lost 60 pounds. Good for you, Chris. Absolutely. I understand why. I'm eating healthier here. I'm eating less. I'm eating less junk food. Yeah, throwaway ticket. I still don't understand how the throwaway ticket concept is. There's certain websites that you can go to and you can buy a throwaway ticket. So I'm going to try that next time, I think. You screenshot it. That's good advice. Hey, how you doing, friend?
Tim.
Tim? You're Tim?
No, you're Tim.
I'm Tim, yes.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Mark. I followed you for...
Mark, nice to meet you.
And another guy that lives on a resort.
That's probably Brit's Philippines Adventure. The guy with the thumbs up, right?
Yeah,
the thumbs up guy, yeah.
Well, when I walked down here the other night, I said, I recognize everything. Like, I know where the...
Oh, really?
I know where the metro
Are you
is.
staying here full time?
Yeah, I stay at Pacific 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Forever or just short term?
No, I'm here for another 7 days.
7 days?
And then I go to Vietnam. I do a tour there for 12 days.
Oh.
Then back here. I'm here for 5 months.
Oh, 5 months.
Yeah.
You still working? You're retired? Yeah. Life is good being retired, right?
It is good, yeah.
Yeah. Do you like Mactan or not?
Yeah. I'm just getting over my jet lag today, so it's...
Oh, so you just got here?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
So the first few days,
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like, where'd you come from? What part of America?
Yeah.
West Coast? East
Canada.
Coast? Canada. Okay.
Canadian.
West Coast, East Coast, middle?
No, Toronto.
Toronto.
Near Toronto.
Oh, yeah. So you grew up in crappy weather, too, just like me in Wisconsin.
Yes. When I left there, it was minus 16.
Celsius, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you going to the beach? Do you have beach access?
I haven't. Yeah, it's like 300 pesos.
Okay, yeah. If you rented 6 months or more, you get it free.
Yeah. Well,
Or if you stayed at the Savoy, you get the free beach, too.
I may go over next year for 6 months. I was here for 4.5 months last year.
Oh, yeah?
And I traveled all over the place and Singapore and Dumaguete and Valencia and Bantayan Island and Bohol.
Oh, so you've been around. That's awesome.
Clark.
What do you like the best? Which area do you like the best?
I'm trying to determine that.
Trying to determine that?
Yeah.
Are you going to live in the Philippines full time? Is that it? Part-time.
Yeah. I've got a cottage, a house at home, so I'm going to spend the summers there anyways. It's beautiful, right?
In Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely a good idea.
Here, right?
Yeah.
But eventually I'm going to rent a place permanently or semi-permanently. It might be cheaper for me to rent for a year than rent for 7 months.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, awesome.
Are you vlogging?
I'm doing a live stream. Do you want to say hello to everybody? Yeah, lean over and say hello. What's your name, from where?
Mark from Canada.
Mark from Canada.
Yeah.
Absolutely loves the Philippines.
Okay, well, I'll let you go. You're vlogging there.
Take care, bud. Oh, there you go. I get that all the time, actually. I only got 2,000 subscribers, but the minute I walk around on Newtown Boulevard, everybody seems to know me. So it's kind of a different and unique feeling. So what do you got here? You look. Okay, there are 3 or 4 websites you can buy throwaway tickets, all under 20 bucks. Correct, Greg. Thank you so much. Better. No, you only buy a ticket from Onward Ticket to show the airline that you have a flight out before. Yeah, and you book that ticket information on the eTravel website. When you travel to the Philippines, you have to fill out information online. It's called eTravel. It's a Philippine immigration website. You put your name in, your passport information in, your flight information, your departing flight. That's where you input it. And then when you get to the airport in the Philippines, they call your eTravel information up. They verify things, and they let you go through. The immigration here in Cebu, it was fast. It's easy. I've never had any issues. I've already saw YouTubers say they get hung up all the time here. I've never had an issue. I book my tickets. I fill out the eTravel. I get to the airport. They call it up and they say, "Have a good day, sir." And I've never had any issues. It's really fast and easy. I look like sick grandpa. Oh, the other guy did. You're right, he does a little bit. He does kind of a little bit, yeah. Put curly hair on sick grandpa and it looks like that guy. Yeah, etravel.gov.ph or something, yeah. I found it to be really easy. You fill that out, but they do ask you to fill in your arriving flight information and your departure flight, and that departure flight has to be within 29 or 30 days of your arrival. So you buy your throwaway ticket and you put that information into eTravel, and they verify that when you get to the airport here. And then they don't verify if you ever leave the Philippines. You just book it, and then within the 29 days you go to immigration at Gasano Mall and you just renew your tourist visa. The first time you can renew it only for 30 days, and then after the 30 days you go back and you renew it for 2 months. But they don't verify that you're getting on that flight that you originally told them you're going to depart. They don't verify that. It's easy but a hassle. Yeah, it's a hassle in that if you live at Mactan Newtown anyway, it's a hassle in that you have to take a city bus to go to Gasano and renew your visa. It's a hassle because you have to book a throwaway ticket. You can do that all from the comfort of your couch though. But, just renewing your visa every 2 months is kind of a pain in the ass. But I like living here because the Gasano immigration office is a satellite office for Cebu, and it's really fast. You fill out a piece of paper, you go in, you pay, and you're out. Most of the time, in fact, I think every time, it's taken me less than 10 minutes. From the time I start filling out the renewal paperwork to the time I'm out of that office, less than 10 minutes. I heard stories of people in Cebu, it's taken an hour and a half. It's one of the reasons I like living here is because I can use that satellite immigration office at the Gasano Mall, which is only a 10 or 15 minute city bus ride. Yeah, I went to. Well, that was because I think it was right after the holiday. It's right after the holiday. You just had the new year and you got Sinulog. I usually go to immigration on a Wednesday or a Thursday. And I go usually around lunchtime on a Wednesday or Thursday. I've never have any issues. Yeah, during the holidays, that everything changes around the holidays. And I do have to renew my visa by January 20th. And I was going to go this week to do it, and then I thought the better of it because it's the first week after the holiday. I'm going to go next week. I'll probably go on a Wednesday or Thursday, and I don't expect to have any issue. Yeah, they won't remove the express line. No, you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay it. I don't even ask. I don't hassle. Whatever they say I owe, I pay, and I get out of there. I'm one of these guys that the least amount of time I have to spend in an immigration office, the better. I don't question nothing. I just pay for it because I just don't want to put myself on the radar for any reason. I don't know about the driver license. I don't have a driver license in the Philippines. I have yet to broach that subject. Right now, I'm not driving anything. Yeah, 5 minutes. That's what it usually takes me. If I spend 10 minutes there, that's a long time. But you have to know when to go. You know, don't go on a Monday, don't go on a Friday. It's just like the drivers, like the DMV in America. You don't go on a Monday, you don't go on a Friday, and you don't go around the holidays. It's just the same as it is here. I treat going to immigration just like renewing my driver license in America. And so far, I've had really good luck. But they do charge you the $1,000 for the express lane. Once in a while, they'll charge you $1,000 for a one-time fee. That's what happened to me last time. I renewed for 2 months, and they said, "Oh, you know, you have to pay a special 1,000 peso fee today." I said, "Okay, here you go." I'm not rocking the boat. That's one piece of advice I'm giving everybody: do not rock the boat here. Yeah, absolutely. That doesn't surprise me that you left the phone and a guard tracked you down. Not surprising at all. I dropped my phone on Quezon Highway the other night, and one of the vendors that knows me picked it up. I went back 20 minutes later and said, "Did you lose your phone?" I said, "Yeah, I did." So that goes back to, you know, get to know the locals, be friendly, don't rock the boat, don't be loud, don't criticize when there's a long line at the DIY store. A month ago, I was, before Christmas, I was at DIY, long line, and there was a Canadian guy, he apparently first time in the Philippines, and he was barking out orders at the checkout lady. "Why is there a long line? Get another person." He was short and rude. That's a good way to put a check mark by your name, friends. A good way. There's lots of life and activity going on here. I'm all about not rocking the boat in a foreign country. That's my number one piece of advice. Do not rock the boat. Smile and say, "Yes, you're right." Yeah, they are. For the most part, they are. And like I was saying on other videos, the only crimes that you usually get around here is crimes of opportunity. If you drop your phone on Quezon Highway, you can pretty much expect that somebody's going to pick it up and not return it. But I got lucky and they returned it. It's not like you hear some of these stories where they're driving by on a motorbike and they're holding a gun to your head. You're not gonna get that. Those are rare, very rare instances. And they usually happen in large cities like Manila. Yeah, they when I took a ferry to Bohol, they did ask for an identification. And I did use my Florida driver license. But here is an ACR card. ACR card, that's your ID. So after you spend, I think, 3 months here and you renew your visa, you get an ACR card. You don't have a choice. I think it's around 10,000 pesos for that. I think that third time. The third time you renew your tourist visa, it's like 10,000 pesos. You get an ACR card. You have to wait 3 weeks. That's your identification card. So you don't need a Florida driver license. You just give them your ACR card. You could give them your passport. There's ways around it. I've never had them ask me for a room key or anything like that. The only thing weird they asked was when I got my Philippines phone number, they asked me to prove my residence. And I didn't know how to prove my residence because all the utility bills come in the name of my landlord. So I went to yeah, your passport will be fine. And then your ACR card and your passport is all you need. So in order to prove my residence for my Philippines cell phone, the ferry folks may ask for your password. Well, it's too late. I took the ferry to Bohol and they asked for an ID and I just showed them my Florida license and they looked at it and they gave it back to me. Maybe they took the information. I don't know. I don't think they wanted it through a machine or anything. They just kind of physically looked at it, verified my picture. Oh, your condo give you a resident ID. That should work too. So what was I going to talk about? Yeah, so your passport, your ACR card. So the third time you renew, you get the ACR card. It's essentially, it's a Philippines ID is all it is. That's what your ACR card is. It's a Philippines identification for an alien resident. You're welcome. That's a good discussion. This is good. It's hard to make a video of all this stuff and try to get your point across. It's just easier to have a back and forth on a live stream. How long have I been live, by the way? I've been live 58 minutes. Yeah, I am. I am using a VPN in my condo. Actually, I have it downloaded on my phone. I use Surfshark. It seems to work pretty good. And the reason I used it is because there was some websites in America I needed to access, and I could not access without the VPN. So I bought like a 1-year subscription to Surfshark. It was like $3 a month, something like that. Works pretty good. I actually use it on my television. You can download an app on your smart TV, and I watch my USA Netflix with that. That works good. So I did not buy the Philippines version of Netflix. Yeah, I do my banking from my laptop, yeah. Yeah, the banking so far has been actually flawless. I use Charles Schwab Bank, Charles Schwab ATM debit card. So far, knock on wood, knock on glass, knock on bamboo, I've had no issues. What's it called? Maxim? Yeah, Grab is, I've been finding that Grab is more expensive than a metered taxi. The last couple times I went to SNR Foods, I would take a Grab to SNR. It was like 600 pesos. And then I would take a metered taxi back and it was like 400 pesos. Yeah, that's what I have. I have a checking, I have a savings. I also have a brokerage account. It's awesome. I get no banking fees because if you have a certain level, minimum level of money in it, there's no banking fees. I get rebates on my ATM, so I don't need to pull out giant sums of ATM money because of the ATM fees. I get them rebated at the end of the month. So every couple of weeks I'm going over to the ATM and I'm pulling out 10,000 pesos. And so far, so good. Knock on glass. Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, I've been using Charles Schwab for many, many years. At least 15 or 20 years I've been with Charles Schwab. Maybe that's the reason they're not giving me a hassle, because I'm a long-time customer too. I don't know. But so far it's been seamless. I'm watching all these YouTubers with banking problems and I'm just thinking to myself, thank God I don't have those issues. Yeah, there's a ways around it, Greg. I don't know. I have Verizon International. It's kind of costly, $100 a month. I know there's some guys, they find ways around it. They get a US phone number with some other off-the-wall web service. But you're going to need to keep your USA phone number for verification of your banking information. Because on occasion, they will send me a text message, hey, are you doing some transactions in the Philippines? Yes or no? I click yes and I move on. So for verification of your banking information, you do need a USA phone number. How you get that, how you retain that is up to you. I choose to retain mine through Verizon International. Other people found other ways around it. I'm not sure I'm too adventurous into exploring some of those hinky other websites that you can retain your USA phone number on. Yeah, US Mobile. Yeah, that's right. US Mobile. Yeah, in my opinion, I think Charles Schwab is the bomb. It's perfect. But again, I've been a long time customer of them. Maybe because I'm a long time customer, they're not really verifying anything on me. I do occasionally check my banking information to make sure that nobody's stealing money out of my account, and so far everything is good. I would highly recommend it at this point, at least with my luck. I know somebody's gonna switch everything over to Schwab and they're gonna bark at me that they're having bad luck, but maybe it has something to do with being a long-time customer too. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, okay, Rob. US Mobile. Yeah, that's cheap. $35 a month. So there you have it. That's why we got this YouTube community to share ideas. Part of the reason we got the live stream going. Put your kids on it. Yeah, just yeah, put your kids on it. Why not? It's always nice to have a backup person in America you can send mail to, or get you out of trouble if you ever get into trouble here. You don't burn your bridges in America or wherever you're from the West. I keep saying America because that's where I'm from. And to be honest with you, I don't know anything about any other Western countries. I don't know what it's like in Australia or Europe or nothing. So I keep saying America because that's all I know. How many people we got on here? 15? Happy Tuesday, everyone. So let me know what kind of, excuse me, what kind of video content you want me to do.
Sir.
Really? Well, I was watching YouTubers, they say they're opening up Philippines bank accounts all the time here, no problem. Myself, I'm a little bit leery on it, sketchy. That's why I'm holding off creating a Philippines bank account. As of now, I really don't need it. About what? There's a heart in my way and I can't see the message. YouTube app allows me. Any medical? Are you asking about emergency medical in Lepo? No. I think the emergency medical, there is a hospital that is on Quezon Highway South. There is a hospital about 15 minutes away, I assume, that has an emergency room. I might go there someday and do lab work, blood work. But I know there's a hospital 15 minutes south on Quezon Highway. I think that's going to be your emergency room there. Mall and golf course. Yeah, somebody asked me to do a video on a new mall that opened up near the airport. I might do that video when I renew my visa, most likely next week. I'll probably do that video. Golf courses. There is a golf course next door at the Shangri-La 5-star hotel. It's a hotel and a resort. It's right next door here. There is a golf course there. And then there is a golf course over near the airport. And then there's golf courses in Cebu, actually. Really? I didn't know that, Mr. History. Yeah, I'm going to stay away from opening Philippines bank accounts until I get more comfortable. Right now, I don't need it. Mr. History. Mahi Mall, yeah. Somebody was telling me about a Mahi Mall. I'll try to get over there next week. They have a KFC. I love KFC. KFC. I love the chicken and mashed potatoes there. I could go for some mashed potatoes. Something I miss here in the Philippines is mashed potatoes and gravy. Although my neighbor did make a very nice turkey dinner for Thanksgiving and delivered me a plate of turkey and stuffing. It was awesome. It tastes just like it was back in America. My neighbor's from Arizona. He has a Filipina wife, and they made an excellent Thanksgiving. Thank you, neighbor. Awesome. And one of my subscribers invited me to do Thanksgiving dinner at the Bai, I think it's called the Bai Hotel in Cebu. I never got around to doing that. Maybe next year I'm going to do that. It's an expat group. Follow my Facebook page, Streams of Philippine Dreams, Facebook. And I've got links, or I've got, I follow those groups. There's an expat group. There's the Mactan Electric Company that I'm following. You can get chicken breasts here. Ribeye steaks, you can get right here at the H Mart. In fact, yesterday I went to the H Mart and I purchased a New York strip steak. And it's good. It's Brazilian beef. Tastes awesome. Tender. I was missing steak until I discovered the beef over at H Mart. It's reasonably priced. I buy, most of the time I buy tenderloin at about $16.50 US dollars per pound. The ribeye, I'm gonna have to calculate the cost per pound of that. It's not that bad. Shangri-La, I did do a Shangri-La video in May. Sheridan Crimson, or yeah, I wanted to go to the Sheridan. I should. But the thing of it is, with those resorts, if I don't stay there, they kind of look at me weird. Because I went to Shangri-La, I said, I want to do a video. And they said, oh, are you a guest here? I said, no. And then they kind of looked kind of down their nose at me. And then they got the manager over, and then they gave me the 3rd degree. And they eventually allowed me to do a video of their amenity section. So I feel kind of awkward and weird just dropping into some of these areas and asking to do videos when I'm not a customer there. I'm not sure how these other YouTubers are doing it. That's some of the reasons why I haven't gone to these other resorts. Don't be a brokey. Yeah, the grocery haul. Yeah, I'll get a resort pass. I could do that, yeah. Oh, they do have a bar? Yeah, I was going to go in and say I want to eat, drink and eat it, have a dinner or something. I like the pass, get a day pass idea. It's a good idea. And I will. I'm starting to get to that point where I'm running out of ideas for content. And when I start running out of ideas for content, I'm going to start exploring. It's probably going to happen in the next week or two, actually. There's the golf clubs right there. Somebody's going golfing. Look at that. He's got himself a set of ping golf clubs. So there are some golfers here. Brokey. I'm not making much on my channel. If I was a popular and the noises, they gotta stop that. They gotta stop the mufflers. Gotta stop the mufflers on Newtown Boulevard. If I was a handsome and popular YouTuber, I would do all those things. But I'm not. I'm an ugly, unpopular YouTuber. But someday I'll get handsome and popular and I'll do those. No, I'll probably do some of those next week. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. I actually told some of the sales agents, I said, you're gonna wanna see what you can do about the noise on Newtown Boulevard. And they just kind of looked at me and shrugged their shoulder. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll probably do more of those. I thought the day that I run out of content ideas is the day I'm going to start going out. I got my friend who's a motorcycle driver. He is at the entrance of Mactan Newtown. He took me on a motorcycle trip over the CCLEX bridge into Cebu about 4 months ago, and he always is asking me anytime I'm walking by, hey, let's do a motorcycle ride, let's do a motorcycle video, blah, 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 blah. And I keep telling him no, but one day I'm gonna jump on his motorbike and we're gonna do a motorcycle video. Maybe that's the day he's gonna take me up over to Sheridan. Maybe I'll do some videos over there. So I have contacts, I can do it. I just have to be motivated to do it. This is a hobby for me, it's not a living. If I was truly a brokey and I wanted to make a living on my YouTube, I would be more motivated to do that type of thing, but I don't need the money. I'm not making much money. I started this as a hobby. But if I'm a younger YouTuber that needs the money, oh yeah, I'm out there beating the bush, shaking the trees. Oh my God, the muffler noises here. The muffler noises in the fields, I tell you. And it's everywhere. They actually take their mufflers off their motorbikes for New Year's. On New Year's Eve, they actually take the muffler off the motorbike and drive around as loud as they can on New Year's Eve. Check out my live stream I did on New Year's Eve. You can hear the mufflers. They actually physically take the muffler off of their motorbike to make more noise. What's a howling dog? Is it a restaurant? Is it a bar? Here, let me take a screenshot. Okay. If I don't take a screenshot, I'll never remember it. Oh, it's an expat bar restaurant. Oh, thank you, Greg. Howling Dogs that opened this week. It's near your place. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Why not? Problem is, when I go to bars, I get into trouble. I'm trying to stay away from bars because I get into bars and I just can't get out, and then I'm in trouble. And then there's girls there, and like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'll try Layover Resto Bar. Yeah, I've been there. I've eaten there. I was there the first time when I first got here last January. I thought the food was good. And then I went back there the second time I came here in January, and I didn't think the food was that good. And the service wasn't that good, and it was just weird. I was the only one in there at lunchtime. But the first time I was there was a year ago in January. Met the owner, was a nice guy. Food was good. It was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It was toward dinner, and then I went back the second time and it was atrocious. No, it wasn't Layover, it was the other one. It was the Aussie bar. I have never been to Layover. I have never been there. I have never been to Layover. Yeah. Layover, yeah. Yeah, I've had the Mega World sales agents. They tell me that go to layover. There's lots of girls there, and I was like, girls are just trouble for me. I also feel weird about videoing people inside like bars and stuff like that. I'm trying to honor the privacy laws here. And to do videos inside a bar, I don't know how some of these YouTubers can do those videos. I'm kind of weird that way. Cafe Cappuccino, I did that video. I did a restaurant review video about 3 months ago there. Oh, the Aussie bar, trying to think of, yeah, the Aussie bar, it's called it's some kind of a resto thing. It's on the second floor of the LG Garden. Layover is women owned, really. I get a lot of people telling me to go there, but I'm just afraid to go. Yeah, I heard the food is good there too. I should do a food review. Maybe one day I'll do a food review there. That's what I'm going to do. I keep telling myself, I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Food review at Layover. I'll do that. I should do that. I have so many people telling me. But when I walk by there in the evening and there's pool tables, it looks like a pool hall to me. And both the locals and the expats go there, by the way. Actually, I was invited to a Christmas party for Mega World Sales there. I was invited to go there. And I thought the better of it. There's only one pool table. Yeah, it's just south. Yeah, World Travelers, that's it. World Travelers is owned by an Australian guy. I was there a year ago in January. Food was great. Owner was nice. I think he's married to a Filipina. And then I went there this past January and it was god awful. I've never done a food review there, by the way. I don't think I have. So, and then I never went back. But I'm going to try the Layover because so many people have told me it's good there. I don't know of any bikini bars there. I don't know of any bikini bars around here either. But I'm sure there are expats here. I see expats walking the street every day here, and they got different girls every day. I'm sure they know where these places are. I'm sure there are around here. Actually, there's a dance joint on Mactan Highway as you head over to the Gasano Mall. Past the mangrove residences, about 5 minutes past the mangrove, heading toward Gasano, there is a dance club over there. I did speak to an Australian guy who had so much fun there that he doesn't remember walking home one night at 2 a.m. from there, and it's a pretty far walk. It's nighttime, and it's a pretty dicey area, but he walked home. He made it home. Man, you guys save more. Yeah, there's a lot of expats. They know the nightlife here. Which is good. Oh yeah, that is Deluxe Nightclub. I want to go in and do a video. They're going to let me do a video inside the nightclub, but they told me, believe it or not, they told me that I couldn't go inside with my tank top on. I had to have a shirt on to go inside and do a video, and I said, nah, no thanks. Hi, how are you? So that is one reason why I started wearing long sleeve shirts. Yeah. No, they're actually going to let me go inside the nightclub. If I go in at like 6:30, right before it opens, they'll let me in. I'll do a video. There won't be inside, nobody inside the nightclub. But I have to have a shirt on. And you know me, I don't believe in wearing sleeves on my shirts, so. Otherwise, I would have had a video to you about 3 weeks ago already. Right after it opened, you would have saw a video, but I was walking around without my shirt on, or I had a tank top on. They wouldn't let me in. I said, "Oh, you can't go in." I said, "Okay, I'll play by your rules." So I never went back because I never wear a sleeved shirt. Yeah, they do have a dress code for sure. I can't go in looking like a slob. I have to wear a shirt like this. Yeah, there's a dress code there. Just so you know. But I don't want to video anybody inside a bar, you know. It's that's why those Angeles City vloggers are having a hard time just making videos on Red Street, because you don't want to video people in their element. But I will go in there like at 6:30, right before they open. Nobody's going to be in there. I'll have to put a shirt on, I guess, play by their rules, and I'll do a video inside. But I can describe, I did walk inside. They did allow me to walk around with my tank top on. I just took a 5-second tour. They have a lot of red leather couches in there and tables. There's a bar inside. There's a bar outside. You saw me video it through the window. And then inside there's another bar, and then they have a bunch of red couches. And they have a glassed-in space for smokers. There's like a glassed-in room, like almost looks like an aquarium. And that's what they call the smoking room. I'll have to do the video one day. But the people that own it are nice people. It's just that they want me to wear a shirt. It's like the rules today, you gotta wear a shirt. Yeah, I know, I saw some of that. Again, that would be the last thing I would do. I don't know how some of them YouTubers can make that content. I could never do that. I don't know. I just cannot do that. I don't know how they can sit at the bar at Phillies and just video people walking by. I cannot do that. They're doing it. It's just not my style. It's not who I am. Leave them in peace. Leave those people in peace. That's my philosophy. But those guys make a living on YouTube. They got to do it. It's like, come on. That's why I never want to get into a situation where I have to make a living on YouTube, videoing people in uncompromising situations. But they do it. They have no problems with it. Don't even get me started on that guy. Yeah, oh my God. Let's put it this way. I just feel sorry for those YouTubers that require income from YouTube. I just make enough money to buy myself a few good tenderloin steaks over at the H Mart. And that's what I'm going to do shortly. It's about 1 o'clock. Now's the time I go back to the condo, make my steak. I got a New York strip loin waiting for me. Salt and pepper, keep it simple. Salt and pepper, rosemary, garlic. Put a little small hot pepper on it. Medium rare. Lots of butter on it. And then I stir fry some vegetables, cauliflower, tomato, broccoli, carrot, all fresh, and that's what I have. So the $100 or so that I make on YouTube a month, I'm buying steaks and vegetables with it. I could easily spend it on whiskey and women, but then I'd be in trouble. Especially in this country. Uh-oh. I think there's a fight on the street. There's a man and woman arguing on the street right now. Yeah, mushrooms too. I forgot the mushrooms. Yeah, I do. Yeah, all right. I'm sure they're helping them. They don't make enough income on YouTube to help themselves. How are they going to help the homeless? I'm going to have to turn the camera pretty soon. They're getting closer. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, it's time to end the live when you have that going on behind you. What'd you say? Yeah, I don't know. It's not my style to make money off of the unfortunate of some of the others. Wow. It is what it is. I've been live now for an hour and 31 minutes. Is everybody tired watching my old wrinkly face, listening to my crackly voice? Yeah, I'm gonna end the live stream too. Thanks, Sir Chris in the Philippines. I'm gonna end the live. Thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing. Feel free to share the video with anybody who feels interested in the content. Happy Tuesday. And stay safe, everyone. I'm gonna log off. Take care. Peace out. Thank you, Greg.